Welcome to Techno Trainer guys. In this video we will talk about the fragments, and after that we will create a fragment in BAS, that is Business Application Studio. So let's talk about what is a fragment. So the fragments are lightweight UI component. So we know that control or any view has its own properties, controller, association and aggregation, which makes it heavy. But in fragment case, the fragment shares the controller in which it is invoked, and it behaves like a view, which makes it very lightweight. So second, the fragments are reusable. So once you declare the fragment, same fragment can be reused in multiple views. Third, the fragment behave like a views and define similar to views but do not have any controller, which means the fragments are identical to view but without controller. So fragment can consist of one to many controls at runtime, fragment placed in a view. So typically we can declare one or many control in fragments. Those all are placed automatically at runtime in view where it is actually declared or invoked. So fragments can be used to define dialogues and other pop-up control which are not a part of normal page UI structure. So there are some controls that are not designed to become a part of view. For example, dialogues. So fragments can be particularly useful in this case. So all right, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to jump into my business application studio. So let's create a fragment from scratch. So I've already created a project file using the Fury Freestyle project, but I haven't written anything. So let's declare the label with a combination of input fields. So to write a code, I'll expand my view.xml file. So in this example, we will declare the two input field, one for the name and one for the age. And I just simply want to set the name and age to my fragments input fields. So this is our basic example. So let's declare one label. So this label is nothing but for enter name. After that, I'll declare the input field with the value null as an empty. So next I have the label with the text, enter age. So then we have the input or the age. So let's give the ID to this input as a inp underscore. You can give any ID as a name ID. So I'll get to know that this is a input field and the ID is name ID. So this is at age ID. Let's declare that it is a ID. So my fields are ready. So now I need a button to open the fragment. So for that, I'll write the button or declare the button in the footer. So I'll just declare one footer. So in footer, we will going to use the control bar. So bar is a special control for customizing the footer, header and subheader. So, so design is a property for bar, and I need a bar for the footer, especially for the footer. So I want the button at the right side corner. So there is one property that is content right. So let's declare our button, give the text to button that is open fragment, and add press event on open fragment. So now my page is ready. So let's run this application. So just click on HTML5 module, click on run configuration. So it will click on the plus icon that is create configuration. Select your project from command palette, that is your project is a fragment demo project. Yes, we want to run the index.html. So the version as a latest, just press enter. So now I need to run this run module. Just click on this. So now my application will start building so that it could run in a new tab. Just wait for a couple of seconds. So next step is to declare the fragment view. Okay, so now I just need to click on open in new tab. So it will open my application in new tab. Okay, so you can see I've declared the label enter name and the input for the name, and again I have the label for the enter age, and then I have the finally the input field for the age. So we also have the open fragment button at the footer. So now you can see my enter name and input field. It's almost touched to my the border at the both ends. So what I can do, I can simply add one class to my page so that some extra padding will be added to my page. So for that we have the class SAP UI content padding. So this is a standard class provided by the SAP to add the extra padding to your content. So let's refresh your app. Yes, now you can see extra padding is added to your content. So let's create a fragment file. Just go to your Explorer. So it's always a better to create a separate folder for fragment so that any person would get to know that this is a folder specially created for the fragment. You can give any name, but I'm just going to give the name as a fragments. So my folder is created. I just need to add the file, fragment file, sample fragment dot. So extension for the fragment file is fragment.xml. So my fragment file is created. So let's declare the fragment definition. So always remember that our core, that is a fragment definition, all its assets are located in the library core. So declaration is same as view except the controller name because the fragment don't have its own controller. I need to also add the XML namespace because we also need to add some labels and buttons. So that are included in the library sap.m. So core library sap.uy.core. So this library is used for the fragment definition and all. So now let's add the dialog. So dialog is a spatial control which we can declare particular in fragment so that we can reuse it in multiple views. So let's add an ID to our dialog, that is dialog ID. After that, I can give the same class for the dialog 2, that is SAP UI content padding. So So after content, so I need to declare the fields same as the what we have done in view 1. That is, I need a label and field for the name and age. So let's add the label with the text as the name. I'll just copy this as a value as a null. I'll copy the input also because I need one input for the name and age. Sorry. So now my name and age are declared. So I need a button to close the dialog. So for that we have the aggregation, that is end button. So let's add the button with the text that is close. Add the event on close dialog. So now my fragment definition is over. So you can see the view with a controller name, because we already know that for the view the controller are there, but for fragment the controller is not there. So what I need to do now, so I need to call this fragment into the view one. So for that I need to go to my controller, that is view1.controller. So I need to call this fragment on the press event of this button, that is open fragment. So I'll just copy this function into the controller, that is v1.controller. Yes, this is function. Let's declare the o view. O view is nothing but this dot get view, or current view, that is v1. After that just add the simple condition. So I know my this dialog ID is not available in the v1 because we haven't loaded our fragment yet, so it's not available. So at the start I'll just copy this dialog ID. I'll say that this dot by ID. So I'm saying if my dialog ID is not present, then I need to load my fragment. So fragment dot load. Sorry. So let's declare the fragment at the top. So our fragment is present, located in the library in the core. So I need to pass this fragment into our function parameter so that a fragment will be available throughout our controller. So let's fragment dot load. So to load any fragment, the method is load. So I need to pass the parameter. First is a name. So name is nothing but we need to give the path of our fragment file. So next we have the controller. So we need to pass the current controller instance, that is v1's controller instance. For that we just need to pass the this. After that we need to pass the ID. So ID is nothing but our current views ID. So now we need to give the path of our fragment. So our namespace is com.fragment. Then we have the HTML5 module or module name. Then we have the controller view name. So same like that. So we want this fragment file from the fragment folder. So for that we just need to copy this till our So once after that, I need to give the path of folder, that is a fragments. After that, our file name, that is sample fragment. That's it. So fragment.xml, the extension is not required. So com.fragment.html file module. After that, the folder name, that is fragments, and then we have the sample fragment. Okay. So once my fragment is loaded, then we have the then function. So this function will return the content of the fragment. That is nothing but the dialog, because we already declared the dialog inside of our fragment definition. So I just need to open that dialog so that my fragment will be opened. So first condition we have given that if our dialog ID is not there, so then we will write this code, that is the fragment load and then the dialog dot open. So after that, second time when I just want to open the fragment, then we already know that once our dialog is loaded, it's available in the v1. So again the fragment dot load, this function is not required. So we can simply give the else condition. So we can give our dialog, that is this dot dialog ID. So dialog is already available, so just pass the method as a open. So now let's refresh our application. Just try to run. Let's check whether our dialog is opening or not. Just click on open fragment. Okay, so now you can see your the name and age, the fields which you declared inside of the fragment definition, that is the label name and the input field. Same for the age and input field. So name and age, so it's available. So now I need to close my fragment. So now we haven't added anything for the close event. So we just need to copy on close method from our dialog. Just declare that method. So we know that the fragment shares the controller of from where it is invoked, that is called. So I know that the this dot by id is available now. So I can simply write as close. So let's check our fragment is closing or not. Let's open the fragment. See, you can see now our fragment is closing, that is our dialog. So what I need to do now, I just need to pass a name to my name and age, that is 25. So just set the value of name and age to our fragments name and age field. So for that, so we have already taken the IDs. We have already declared the IDs for our name and age field. So I'll get the ID using the function, that is this dot get view dot by ID. So I need to copy the ID. So my name ID is available. Same I need to do this for the age. So let's copy the age ID. So my name and age fields are available now. So I need to set. So at the first time we are loading the fragment. So the fragment, our condition will first it will enter inside of this function, that is if condition. And next time, second time when we call the same function, then it will go to the else condition, because our this dot by id dialog is already available in the view. So first we need to set the id. So first thing, we need to get the input field from our dialog. So for that, our dialog is already available. So for dialog, there is a method that is get content. So get content will get the all the content and pass this content to the variable content. So I know that. So always remember, so our content, that is the text, the label input. So same like array index, at 0th index our label would be there. After that our input, and again label and input. So I need to get the input field of the name. So that is, it is in first position. 0th position is the label and the first position is the input. So I can directly, so our content is having the array of contents. So I can give the index as a 1 dot set value. For input, to set value, we have the method set value. So I need to pass the name dot get value. To set the value into the dialog's input field, the method is set value. And to get the value from the view input field, we have the method get value. So same we have to do for the age field. So for age, it's in 0, 1, 2, 3. It's in third position. So I can directly declare the 3. So I need to pass the age ID, and we have the method that is get value. Same I can do for else also, because every time I need to call this function, that is o dialog. So o dialog is not available inside of this, so we can simply give the ID of dialog. So this dot by ID dot get content. So same we can do for this else condition. So now let's save our project and try to run into the browser. So let's give our name, that is Akash, and the age is 25, oh sorry, 35. So let's open the fragment. So now you can see the name, that is the Akash and 35, is set to our dialogs name input field and age input field. So that's it guys. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more information. Thank you.